Alright guys, today we are going to go over an armbar from K-Guard and how to use the armbar to get into a leg entanglement. So Jorge's going to be my partner. I'll be starting in this kind of open guard position here. What's really important for this technique is that I get an underhook on my partner's leg here. This is going to now create the threat of the leg lock. A lot of times when I'm underhooking this leg, he knows that this leg is about to pummel around, so he's going to post his arm either on my shin, on my knee, or on my hip. Either of these 3 points of contact from my partner, I can go for this armbar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my partner's tricep, kind of open my hips a little bit here. I'm going to pull through, and to put this armbar on, I'm going to kind of do like a back roll towards the camera, like this. Okay. Ideally, I get my leg over my partner's head, and I can pull here. But if not, I can even finish just by using my knee and the shoulder and back rolling like this, okay? But the way that this armbar works, it is not so much about your leg position, and it's all about your hips in relation to the arm. Here. From here, I can now throw the armbar over or here. Okay, let's look at that from another angle. So I'm underhooking my partner's leg. This is now threatening a leg entanglement, and to prevent and kind of keep my prevent the leg entanglement and kind of keep my hips on the floor, Jorge's gonna grab either the knee, the shin, or the hip. Any of these posts, I can now use this to go for my armbar. So I'm gonna break the grip by grabbing the tricep. I pull it through, and then now I'm gonna back roll and try to get my hips into the elbow like this. I throw the leg over the head, and I finish. To finish, all I'm doing is just straightening and hipping it. If I can't get the leg over the head and I'm more like kind of shoulder, knee to shoulder here, I can still finish by hipping in and pulling. Okay, so what makes this armbar work is the hips into the arm. Just like any other closed guard armbar, we finish this armbar with our hips, not with our arms. Okay, this is a more open guard armbar as opposed to like a closed guard where we're rotating. And it's a little bit quicker, but I'm gonna be finishing it by using my hips into the elbow in succession with my K-guard. So then now, off of our armbar attack, or the threat of our armbar, that's gonna make our leg threat even more dangerous, okay? We'll go to this angle here. So a more experienced player, or maybe if I've gone for this armbar a few times, they're gonna pull their arm back as I shoot for it. So when this happens, when Jorge pulls the arm back, I now go 2 hands on the back of my partner, around the back of my partner's knee. I'm gonna get my knee in between his legs like this, and I'm gonna pull his knee to my chest, like so. From here, I'm gonna throw my shin in between my partner's legs, and I'm gonna get onto my inside hip, like this. Now I have a triangle around the leg. Jorge tries to like run away from here. I'm very attached. To finish from here, I'm gonna look to pass the heel across my body, here, and I'm gonna grab a backside heel hook grip, like so. To finish from here, I'm gonna go wrist to wrist to prevent any heel slippage, and I'm gonna hip into his knee and tuck my elbow to my ribs. There's my backside heel hook. So let's look at this from another angle, off of the same setup. So I start to underhook the leg, I start to threaten my armbar. My partner pulls his arm back, okay, and I use that pull back. Watch his weight here. Okay, so as he pulls the arm back, Jorge's weight goes back on his hips versus before, his weight is more on his shoulder. So if I try to pull his knee here, he's really stuck to the ground. So I pull through, I get the posture back, and then now my partner's weight, his legs become weightless, so I can attack them very easily. I have 2 hands around the knee. My right knee, this is a really important detail, my right knee is in between his legs. If I try to go for this entry without my knee being in between the legs, I can't get my leg all the way around. So I have my knee in between my partner's legs, 2 hands around the leg, and I need to be able to hold this position long enough to just swing my leg inside like this. From here, I'm going to triangle my legs, and now I've secured a backside 50-50, and I have really good control. From here, I'm going to pass the heel across my body, wrap the leg up, and I get this backside heel hook. To finish the backside heel hook, I'm going to go wrist to wrist, or you can also try a gable grip, maybe if your arms aren't very long, but I generally prefer the wrist to wrist grip because my partner can't heel slip from here. So now to finish, I'm gonna hip into the knee and tuck my elbow to my ribs like this. An alternative finish that you can do is same grip, but just turn belly down. Both finishes are very strong, and really which finish you use is gonna depend on where your partner's body weight is. So if Jorge's more like weight into me, I'll probably just bridge in, versus if he's kind of trying to run away, I will belly down. So that's how you go for the arm bar from K-guard, and how you go for K-guard off of the arm bar. All right, so to go for the K-guard and the leg lock off of the arm bar, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm underhooking the leg and I'm starting to threaten this arm. What's gonna happen first is that Jorge is gonna post on my hip, knee, or shin, just like we just talked about with the arm bar, okay? When I threaten this arm bar, a more savvy player is going to pull their arm back and free their arm here, okay? Watch Jorge's weight here. When his weight is over me and he's trying to keep me down, this is the time to go for the arm bar because he's forward. When I break this grip, I can start to threaten it. A more savvy player is gonna shift their weight to the thread of the arm bar, and that shift is gonna open up the leg lock. So right now his weight is very forward, which means it's really hard to get under him. Now when he pulls the arm back, his weight is backwards. So now I go 2 hands around the leg, knee comes inside, and I pull the knee to my chest here. From here, I'm gonna throw my left leg around like this, and I triangle my legs, okay? Let's shift it a little bit this way. From here, I'm gonna pass the heel across my body, and I'm gonna secure a backside heel hook here. This pinch makes it really difficult for Jorge to run away, even if I don't have the best grip with my arms yet. Okay, now once I pass the heel, I'm gonna go and secure this heel hook grip. For the heel hook, I can either go with a wrist to wrist grip, or I can go with a gable grip. I generally prefer the wrist to wrist because I feel that there's less slippage, but maybe if your arms aren't as long, this grip works just as well. Okay, I get my wrist to wrist, and then I'm gonna tuck my elbow down to my rib cage, and this is gonna put a ton of pressure on my partner's knee. So I'll loosen it up just a little bit so you guys can see the hip movement as well. Once I tuck my heel, my elbow here, if Jorge tries to heel slip, he's very stuck. If my elbow is up like this, he can now start to heel flip. So a really important heel hook detail is bringing this heel down, or this elbow down to the rib cage here. To finish from here, I'm gonna drive my hips in and arch, and that's gonna put a ton of pressure on my partner's knee. Another alternative finish that we can do from here is gonna be a belly down finish. So I get the exact same grips, exact same elbow pinch, and then instead of bridging, I'm going to rotate my upper body towards the mat here. So those are 2 ways that you can finish the backside heel hook off of the K-guard, and how we can use the arm bar to get in to the K-guard. All right, guys, thank you for watching this technique video on the B Team YouTube channel. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment of what technique you want me to show next time, and also make sure you subscribe. Also, if you like this kind of content, this open guard stuff, check out my open guard instructional on BJJ Fanatics. It's called Don't Stand Up, a guide to building a dangerous open guard. Lastly, I teach at B Team Jiu-Jitsu Mondays at noon, Wednesdays at 7, Thursdays at 7. Make sure you guys come on by to my classes or any of the other classes from the great instructors that we have here. Everybody is welcome to come train at B Team.